Hello, welcome to another of my pipe smoking videos, and today the lovely Julia is joining me, and as you can see I'm not at home.
We're not?
No, we're in Devon, and if you've been watching my other channel you'll possibly know that we're working on a farm, or at least helping on a farm a little bit and documenting what goes on, mainly lambs, but there's other animals here as well, isn't there?
There are lots of animals here. I mean, that barn is amazing. It's quite a decent sized one. It's got in there 2 stables for horses, so it's 2 horses, some cows for beef.
Beef cows.
Yeah, some pigs for obvious.
What, Oxford and Blacks?
Yes, Oxford Sandin Blacks, but they're crossed with something. Pierre Train, it sounded like he said. A French breed. I don't know how it's actually pronounced. I don't even know how it's spelled, but that's how I heard it. But yeah, they're gorgeous, aren't they?
They're absolutely amazing. And then sheep.
And then sheep. And chickens.
And chickens.
Plenty of sheep.
And it's mostly the sheep we're here because it's lambing time, and for historic purposes we're filming on April the 1st, April Fool's Day, but this will go out when we come back. Pinch punch. No
one's done that yet.
No, last day of the month.
That's such a childish thing to do.
So, but more importantly, I'm smoking a small pipe, which is on here. It's called an, I think I've shown it before, but it's an Alba Cortina. Sounds like it should be a car. Made in Italy, tiny little pipe. It's my travel pipe. And Julia is smoking a cigarette, a rollie at the moment.
Up. It looks dubious because it's a bit fat and chunky.
But you're smoking.
And I don't use filters anymore. I use, well, a piece of card.
And what have you got in it?
In it, I have layers. I do have tobacco in there, but this isn't what you might think it is. This is a mixture of chamomile.
Herbs.
Chamomile herbs. But chamomile's in there. There's valerian. There's mugwort, and there's skullcap.
So a lot of people, I don't think, even realise that you can smoke other things other than tobacco.
Yes.
And I know that when we first were doing this, I had no notion. I thought it was tobacco or nothing. Or, of course, you know, funny green stuff that people have.
Well, most of this is green, of varying shades.
Yes, but not that.
Not
funny,
that,
no.
not the green.
And I'm smoking caramelised red onion chutney. That's what it says on the jar.
It got me for a split second.
But
well done.
It's actually Sutliff's bramble.
A blackberry
Bramble. I bought a big bag of it in the end because I smoked it before, loved it so much, and I knew that Sutliff were being sold out, so you probably can't get it anymore.
I must say, I mean, I love the black cherry. That is my mainstay, isn't it, really?
Yeah.
But that blackberry Bramble is divine. Every time you spark it up, I'm just like, hello. But I've started smoking these to reduce the amount of tobacco I'm smoking, because this is cheaper than tobacco.
By a lot.
Yeah, by a lot. And I still want the nicotine, and I still want to. I enjoy the act of smoking. It's a vice I've had for a long time, and well,
I wouldn't call it a vice.
No, that's an
it's
old
a pleasure.
word I'd use.
It's a pleasure.
Yes, it's a hobby, a habit.
It's a lifestyle.
It's a lifestyle. But yeah, I'm particularly partial to the chamomile. It's nice and soothing, and it smells quite nice as well as it burns. But the valerian is the fluffy stuff that kind of clings to everything and binds it all a bit. The skullcap's good for the mind, and Malene. The Malene is a mucus shifter. So although I do cough more when I smoke these, it's shifting stuff that otherwise would be lingering longer than it ought to. And it doesn't do it violently. It's nice and...
Is it gentle?
Yeah, it's a gentle...
Sinus shifter.
That didn't sound very gentle.
Mucus shifter.
You know what I mean, though. Anyway, so that's... you're all lit now.
I'm all lit, yes. And it's beautiful. And actually, we've been on the go pretty much since we've been here. We're here for 4 days. And we've been on the go with the lambs, because you never quite know when the ewe is actually going to drop a lamb. And then there's the whole...
Clumsy.
Yeah. And they sit in the barn like mothering chickens and move about, and then suddenly they get what they call moon face, don't they? They sort of start looking up like this,
Yeah.
and they're feeling a bit uncomfortable, and then
The front
plop.
legs kind of start stretching out, and yeah,
So
amazing.
so far we've only filmed one actual birth, hoping to get one or
Yeah.
two more before we leave. But it's very sad because some of the lambs are not in good condition, and they need bottle feeding. Sometimes they have to have a pipe thrown down their throat.
Not one of these though.
No, not these sort of
Some
pipes.
smoking pipe.
And
A tube.
and we've had 2 deaths that we've personally been involved in.
Not literally involved in. We haven't killed them
No,
or neglected them, or
but one
not
died
but
in
it's
our
just
arms,
One of these things, yeah,
which was very sad.
yeah. That's not the one that got me the most, though, unfortunately, or weirdly.
We were nurturing another one,
This little white one that
and it seemed to be all right. And then we came back in the morning, because we're on the farm, we're down the field a little bit. We came back, we're completely off grid here, which is absolutely brilliant. So we're away from the main hullabaloo, and we came back in the morning only to find that the one that we thought had survived and was going to be okay died.
just 2 days old.
2
bless her.
days.
2 and a bit.
But so coming back here every now and again, smoking our pipes, just to have a break, have a cup of tea.
It's handy, isn't it, just to take stock, take a breather and puff and cogitate
And
what we're
on
learning and what we're experiencing.
We've been staying in this cabin, which is actually made from 2 and a
container
bit containers, shipping containers, cladded up and beautiful inside. And as I say, it's off grid. It's a beautiful hot day. We've had some amazing hot weather, but it's very windy. So we were hoping to do it elsewhere, so you had a bit more background and stuff. But this is a kind of little sun trap corner where we've managed to stay out of the wind a
A
bit.
little bit of a windbreak. But it's nice. There's a hot tub just behind you there. And over to the side over there is a sauna. Not that we've used either.
No,
I'd have been tempted, particularly for the hot tub, but it doesn't appeal to you, does it?
I'm not really it's like a
There's no chemicals in it. It's just the pure water from the
borehole.
yeah.
Oh, the spring.
No.
Well, they've got springs round, but there's a borehole here, and the water is pure and clean, which is a big difference, I think.
Massive.
But it's very bright. So I thought we'd do one here, and I'll do another one on Sunday. So this is kind of here to spoil you, to the regular viewers. Go, oh, he's done a pipe smoking video a bit early,
A little pre-sea.
because I wanted to make sure Julia was on, because sometimes on the Sundays you're out singing, or if I record them before on a Saturday evening, you're unfortunately not with me, but you're with your children,
Yes.
which is fortunate for you.
Yeah. Well, because at the weekends my ex tends to get most of his work, so I'm with the kids, and then because he works nights a lot of the time, I've got to give him time to get some sleep before I can leave
Get
all the
over.
kids and have a break
So
and get some work done.
we haven't had much time for us, and I was just saying to Julia before we were recording, was because we're on a bit of a break, there's a bit of a lull back at the farm, everything's settled down, we've got some little lambs under heat lamps, we've been feeding them, we've collected eggs from the chickens, and we've just had some scrambled eggs, and there's this little lull, so we've taken advantage to come down, and then we thought, oh, we'll just record this.
We have been assured that the Lady Varmo will come zooming down on the quad to get us if
And
something
Julia's been
happens.
driving on the quad.
That was fun. I did want you to have a go, but he's very dedicated to his work.
Well, I wanted to film,
He wanted to film.
trying to document everything.
I want it to be a backpack today.
So there will be on the other channel a full-length feature, and when it's ready, I'll link to it on this channel in case you want to just watch that one video. So we haven't had a lot of time to ourselves, have we?
No.
So this has been a gift from Nikki, who is the farm lady, farmer,
The farm her.
farm her.
That's courtesy of our lovely Amelia from Dora's Dairy.
And so
The name, that is.
in exchange really to help promote the place, it's called Westland Farm near Barnstable.
Camping and glamping.
So if you fancy,
Tents.
I couldn't recommend it enough actually as a camping or glamping or staying in a cabin, because there's some beautiful walks, There's a lovely reservoir to go around. There's obviously all the farm stuff, and they're so open, aren't they? So open to it.
There is no sockets in the cabins or the shepherd's hut. Or
Electricity.
Yeah. So you know, you do need your battery pack if you plan to use your devices. But you know, I mean,
And there's
it's
a shower
so gorgeous.
block.
Why would you want your devices unless you're working?
You might want to. Well,
shower
you
block.
know, people need to. There's reasonable 4G signal, and
Yeah, I've been surprised by that actually, considering we're slightly in a valley.
and there's shower blocks, toilet blocks, washing up area, and all of that for campers. Obviously, the cabins come with all their accoutrements.
But there are sockets there.
Yeah, I'll leave a link in the description just in case you're interested in planning a holiday.
You can camp in a
Devon.
tent, in your caravan or a camper, or you can glamp.
Exactly. We will do a little kind of promotional video for Nikki and Andy, who run the place, separately. But so, you know, we're not paid to say this, but we've
No,
been
it's-
gifted this
it's-
to,
yeah,
to
and we will gift them back with our honest opinion. We do genuinely love it. It is lovely. And it's not just because of all the lovely lambs we've been able to feed and use help.
just every moment that we get to be able to sit outside when we've got that chance, you know, it sort of talks to us about what we would like to do in terms of having our own bit of land, having a cabin or whatever, maybe a bit off-grid, but off-grid where we can get some electricity that we generate ourselves, and being outdoors. I mean, you know, we're very lucky with the weather. I mean, it's extremely hot, and in
aren't
this
we?
sun trap, I can feel the sun.
Getting a bit warm now.
But I was recommending Father John the other day, who's very kindly spoken about my channel. He's in Shropshire. I'll leave a link to him. Oh, mind the microphone.
Yeah, I'm trying to be very careful of it, but I am getting too hot. There you go. You okay?
Yeah. Now the trouble is you'll get wind all over there. So
Oh,
I
yes.
haven't got a wind muff. She's
that better?
improvised
That's just
singing.
gonna. Should that be okay?
Can you tuck that into your? Sorry, it's going to be a bit
Excuse
of
the
noise
sound.
now. You tuck it underneath in your bra. It's the
Further down.
recording head. You
Oh,
don't
like-
want that exposed, you see, to the wind. There we
There.
go. Perfect.
Got it. Sorry about that.
And that wasn't even 18 rated. So yes, I've been watching Father John. I mentioned it last week, and you know, he is living this all the time now.
Lucky,
And
lucky.
when I watch it, I think, this is what we want to be able to do. But at the moment, all we can do is this until we get a bit of land. And I was sitting here earlier, and I was thinking, even if we can't afford a proper, well, we can't afford a proper farm because that's millions, and we haven't got really enough money to buy too much, but we could buy a field and a retreat. So even at the worst at the moment, you know, just thinking of all the different things that we could do. Because it's the simple life and the simple but fulfilling life. I absolutely want to get away from all the noise, all the hustle, all the bustle,
All the sirens.
and be more in tune with nature. Have some vegetables. Yes, it would be lovely to have animals, but we couldn't do that straight away. But even if we had, help yourself.
Thank you.
Even if we had a retreat that we could go to and just drive and stay a week and then go home and then come back, you know, that's better than nothing. Because you recharge your batteries, go earthing on the ground with bare feet, which we haven't
Haven't done today.
done. Well, we've been toddling up to the farm. So it's funny, isn't it? You become very attached to these animals, and there's a difference with the farmers who are less attached because they do this all the time. So they've trained themselves to be too detached because emotionally it's quite tough.
Oh, it is very taxing. It was bad enough losing pets over the years, but with pets you don't immediately go out and get another one unless you're silly. Well, no, I take that back. Sometimes it does happen, and it's best, but you're honouring the previous pet by getting a new one. Anyway, the livestock, you better get time to grieve, because
you don't get time.
the next one needs care.
There's so many, and there's somebody else calling for attention, and you're
Yeah.
doing this and doing it. But one of the lovely things that we were able to do, because they have their little lambs, they go in the pens with their mums to give them the colostrum, which is very important, the milk, to set them up, and they're in there for a couple of days, and after 2 or 3 days, depending on how the lambs are doing, they then come outside onto grass, because the lambs are still needing milk, because the milk's come through, but the ewes, back outside enjoying proper grass, and it's beautiful lush grass here. So we were herding them out, about 5 or 6 of them,
Using the babies as kind of
as bait. Come, and they
Having
come
to
out.
bleat every now and then yourself. Meh, just to keep-
And then we had one, number 18, whose mother, and sometimes mothers can be a bit like this, they're sort of first-time mothers, they just go, I don't know what's happened, this thing has popped out of me, I don't know how it happened. And
Some beings are born mothers and some beings aren't so nurturing.
So they were a bit disinterested. This one, number 18, the ewe, was very disinterested in the little lamb, and the little lamb's going, Mum, 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 like this. And so we were watching and we were going, a bit worried about that one. And Nikki, of course, she's seen this all the time. She says, oh, well,
Sit down.
they'll sort themselves out, but I've got to go back because there's another 100 of these to sort out. So, and she says, I don't have the time to be able to sit and just make sure everything is working here, because there's more work over there, which is more important at that stage. And so when we went back and we did a bit more, and then we came out and we were going, where is number 18, the little lamb? We could see the mother, but the lamb...
Lambless still.
And so there's another system. A neighbouring farmer, he has 300 sheep. Oh no, 3,000 sheep or something like that. He has a huge
blinking lot.
And they do what they call the New Zealand system, which is the lambs go in the field, they'll have their lambs in sort of in a nature fashion, natural fashion, and then they don't go and look after them or attend to them in the night, they just have them, and in the morning they just go round and pick up the dead. And, there must be a certain ratio of dead to live ones,
Yeah.
which is a bit of a worry, really. So that seems quite harsh, although it's more in tune with nature, except that, of course,
These animals aren't...
They're not
natural anymore.
Yeah, so they're all domesticated for the food industry.
Not just that, it's the wool. The wool is the biggest problem.
But Nikki and Co here, they say, well, that's their system, and it's not a wrong system. And when you've got something like 3,000 sheep, there's no way that you have enough manpower.
Not unless you've got 300 folk working for you.
Going around looking. So, and they're only down the bottom here in another field, so we hear them and see them. We don't luckily see the dead lambs.
No, we're
being
not that
picked up.
close. But we can see when a massive horde of them moves across the field, chasing the farmer with the bale on the fork of the tractor. Yeah, it's fascinating watching such a large flock moving. But
and so this is a lot more holistic, and also Nikki is using homeopathic medicines as well, rather than medications, to help the immune system of these, very young,
and vulnerable little things.
Vulnerable little things.
Hardy but vulnerable.
And we're lucky it's reasonably warm. I mean, it's warm in this area here, but at night time it gets cold because there's no cloud cover today. So that can be a problem. But then, this time of year there could be snow, there could be chills, winds. So they are hardy creatures, and they have to be. But it does, if you're not used to it, as we're not really used to it, it does pull on your heartstrings.
Oh, yes.
And you were weeping earlier.
Every time I found myself alone, I kept hearing this really weird sound. I was like, oh, that's from me. There's grief trying to come out.
And you had to take yourself off a little bit.
I did. It's funny because on one hand you want it to get easier, but on the other hand you kind of don't. because if it gets easier, then
You're not doing your job properly.
you don't have to express it the same way that you do at the beginning, but
Yeah.
it's like Nikki was saying, I feel like I look callous because I'm not crying or anything. It's like, the thing
It's
is,
all
you
on
have to, it's like self-preservation, because you've still got to be there for the next one and the next one and the next one.
And for us, as would-be farmers, this is the kind of experience that we need, lots of it. We go to John at Doris Dairy and milk his cattle. We haven't seen any deaths there. They're a bit more resilient.
There have been a few since we've known them, but
Yeah, but we haven't witnessed them.
no.
But we get hands-on, we see how it works. We've herded the cows in, we've milked them and drank their milk, of course. After it's
Petted them, loved on them.
Yeah. And now with sheep, completely different setup, different organisation, different part of the world, different county.
And also herding them, shep herding them.
Yeah.
It's different. It works differently to with cattle. With cattle, you can walk out the shoulder and you kind of know which way they're going to go. But with a sheep, it doesn't work like that.
No, they are very unpredictable.
And
But it's very strange because they're very inquisitive and very nosy. And in their pens and things, in the big barn, which is an old tannery barn, by the way, in years gone by, being moved to here, you can get up close and they'll let you pet them and stroke them and all of that. Out in the field, they're a little bit more nervous again as they, I suppose, get back to their natural worrying about predators and things.
yes, I was going to say something, but
It's
it
gone
went
out your
straight out
head.
my head.
Well, anyway, I thought this would be just an opportunity to record what we've been up to on the farm, on location, whilst we're enjoying our pipe. But you're enjoying your bramble. You've got a little meerschaum, haven't you?
Got my little meerschaum. I do like this one. I was going to use my pearwood, but I think you've all seen that one before. Actually, I think you've seen this
We've
one.
seen that one, yeah.
I better get more inventive. I have got more, honestly. Can I borrow your tamper? Mercy buckets.
So, thank you for joining us. I don't know how long we've done, but we've probably done long enough. And links to the location and where you can book to come and stay. If you're looking for a holiday, as I said, can't recommend it enough, because you are away from the farm and you can pitch up your tent, all those things we said. And it's just lovely because the surrounding countryside, it's all small fields. And we went to a farmer's market the other day. Not what you think as a farmer's market where you buy bread, vegetables, that sort of thing. This is a market that farmers go to sell their sheep.
Yeah.
We came right at the
livestock market.
Livestock, yeah. We came right at the end, but the guys there were really friendly and told us about the whole system, how it works, showed us the auctioneer's ring, which they've had recently built. Absolutely, we're just lapping it. We're like sponges at the moment. Trying to retain the information is not so easy.
It was funny when we arrived and we got out the van and you decided to leave the camera in the
Yeah, we didn't film it. It didn't feel right.
No, so we're walking across in our jackets and our moleskins. Actually, you were in shorts.
I've been in shorts the whole time.
Yeah, swoo. Got your pins out, love.
Yeah, get a bit of tanning.
Anyway, we're strutting across the car park. Well, not strutting. We're moseying across the car park to go and have a look at the action. And there's farmers lingering because they're waiting to pick up their load of sheep that they've purchased or what have you. And I don't know about you, but I could feel their eyes like, uh-oh, what's going on here? Are they
a couple of townies have turned up.
They're coming to cause trouble and all this. But, we just moseyed up and we looking and curious and talking about the big truck that was 3 layers of a sheep transport truck. And I'd always wondered, how they work and how they function. How do they get them up to the top? And the ramp system, of course, hydraulic ramp system. Marvellous. So we were there discussing that, and they quite quickly worked out that we were,
novices,
keen,
yeah,
wannabe farmers. But I did confirm that when the young guy that worked there, he sidled over and he starts chatting to us and talking to us and telling us what was going on, and it was marvellous. He was very kind, wasn't he?
Shared lots of information. I think I'm out. I think I didn't load it terribly much. Well, listen, ladies and gentlemen, we'll leave it there. do join us again next time. Don't forget to follow, like and subscribe and all of those things. Check out Father John. I'll leave the link in there. Check out Westland Farm. And Julia did some singing on her channel. Check out her channel. She's done some singing in one of the... There's a beautiful old barn. I won't say too much. So we'll leave a link to Julia as well.
Thanks.
And she just likes to get out into the countryside and sing some amazing songs. Me, on the other hand, not very good at the old singing business.
The songs I sing aren't really your cup of tea, are you? But,
no, it's all rap.
You do
know,
tolerate
it's like
it.
Gangster rap you sing, isn't it?
Oh, you're so funny.
Anyway,
So funny.
till next time, take care of yourself, enjoy your pipes, and thank you for joining us on the deck at our little farming jaunt. Till next time, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.